Hi, I wanted a good GoPro wrist strap. I bought the original GoPro, the official GoPro wrist strap, at a store a while back, and I didn't like it too much because you could not actually point the GoPro in any direction that you wanted to. It only had one direction basically, and it was straight up from your wrist. So I've been looking around for a very long time. Since I bought my first GoPro a while back, I've been looking around for a very long time to find a GoPro wrist strap that I would actually use. Well, I found that CamKix in their body mount bundle was offering a wrist strap, so I ordered it. I ordered the whole bundle, the CamKix Body Mount bundle, and they shipped it to me. And when I opened the package, I found this very nifty bag. Just to start with the bag, it's very handy. It's also very big for what they ship in it, so you can actually throw your other GoPro parts into it and use it as a backpack. The way they got these strings set up, you can kind of just throw it over your shoulder and walk around with it. It's very handy, and it's very big inside, so you can carry your GoPro and other mounts that you might want to use. But let's talk about the stuff that came in the bag. And what came in the bag is very impressive. First, I'm going to talk about the head strap. It's virtually identical to the GoPro head strap. It comes with this rubberized internal on the elastics, and that allows you to put it on your head and not slip. Actually, what we can do is we can connect the camera to it. I can show you that it doesn't slip. I've used it for running, hiking. I sometimes will go out to fall fairs in the area and go on rides with this, and you can shake your head all you want, it's not coming off. It's very adjustable. You can see it has adjusting straps. I've had this on my 6-year-old son. I've had it over top of my hats. They do say you can actually put it over top of your helmet, so if you have like a motorcycle helmet or a BMX helmet or whatever, you can actually put this wrist strap right over top instead of actually using a sticky mount, which is, I think, very handy. But if you have actually seen the GoPro head mount, this is exactly the same, except on the back there's no GoPro label. But as I say, it's very handy. It's a nice strap to get, and it's bundled with other mounts which are equally as handy. So we'll talk about the shoulder mount, and this time I'll put the camera on first. So as you can see, the shoulder mount, where you actually mount the camera, has this very soft neoprene padding on it, so you actually don't even notice it's on your shoulder. It's a very big piece of padding. The plastic that's holding the camera is very rigid, so we'll put this on. It only comes with one buckle, so it's very easy to connect, and there you're done. Now this padding is adjustable forward and backwards, so you can actually move it back and forward, and as you can see, the camera's right there. And it has a very unique perspective because you can actually sometimes get the side of your face. So if you're talking to somebody, you actually see a profile of your face, and you can actually see where it's pointing. If it's on your chest, you always have to look down. This one, you just kind of glance over, and there it is. And so if you need to adjust it up or down, it's pretty easy to do. You know exactly where it's facing at all times. You can put it on either shoulder. You can turn the whole thing right around and put it on your other shoulder if you want. I'm a righty, so that's where it is. But there's one belt buckle and it's off. As I say again, it's been on my 6-year-old and it's been on me, so it's that adjustable. But finally, and why I ordered the kit in the first place, was the wrist strap. Now the wrist strap I find to be my absolute favorite mount right now, and I'll tell you why. It is by far the nicest mount I've ever had for my GoPro, for ease of use. There we go. It folds down if you want it to be. It folds down just like a watch, so when you're not using it, not filming, it just sits on your wrist just like this, and you can walk around and not film. But the second you want to film, pull up the camera and you're filming just like that. It is so perfect. The really good bit is that you can actually rotate the camera. It's got a locking mechanism, so you can rotate the camera 360 degrees and then lock it in where you want it to lock in. So you can go like that, or if you just want to point it at yourself, lock it in and it won't turn anymore. It's locked in, and you can say, but I also So most times now, I actually don't have a selfie stick. I just use this, my arm as a selfie stick. I just point it as a selfie stick. I find I have more control as on my wrist instead of at the end of a pole where it's gonna be shaky. I just and honestly, using this or a pole, you really get the same kind of footage. And this one is a lot more stable because my arm is a lot more stable than at the end of a pole. But the good part is, the really good part, I mean there's so many good parts, but the really good part is I use this when diving. I had to add a few inches of Velcro on the end so I could fit over top of my wetsuit. I found that the supplied strap, the Velcro that came with it originally, when I was wearing my wetsuit, I wouldn't actually go over and attach to the Velcro. I also did borrow this from the GoPro wrist mount housing, as I had this little piece on top, which locks it in. So now, without, undoing both straps, it's not coming off. So I don't have to worry about it when I'm diving. It stays exactly on my wrist at all times. And a dive housing fits very nicely on top of this. And so when I'm diving, I can just kind of swim, but when I need the camera, just pop it up and film at the end of my wrist. I don't have to worry about fumbling for a camera or worry about any kind of camera trays. It's just always right in the end of my wrist. I don't have to worry about losing a selfie stick that I've seen some divers use at the end of a selfie pole, and they're using that. I understand the appeal of that to get closer to the action, but I'm always worried that it's gonna fall, I'm gonna lose it. But when it's on my wrist, pretty much securely locked on my wrist, it's not going anywhere. It is by far my favorite mount. If I'm leaving the house, this is where it is. So anyway, that's all three mounts. The wrist mount, my personal favorite. The shoulder mount, very, very good for hiking, very, very good for biking. I've used it biking. And the head strap mount, which as I say, is pretty much identical to the GoPro one, except a lot cheaper. All three mounts that come in the CamKix Body Mount bundle are extremely handy to have. And I hope you found this review very helpful. Take care.